Yeah, okay, now we're live. Okay, that took a few seconds. I had to go clean up some space. We're running out of space in our storage. So, okay, that's kind of weird. Oh, alrighty. Well, let's see. Let's start out with a welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I posted my usual comments at the top of the chat. If you're in the chat and you're paying attention, be sure you're on live chat, not talk chat, or you'll miss half the conversations. Okay, so we are. If you're new, please email me. The email's right there in my comments. gj@yahoo.com. I can run that across the base here if you want to see it across the bottom. There it is. Okay. Um, and if you will do that, if you do email me, I want to know your real name because it's not the same as your YouTube name, which is most likely the case. Your shipping and your PayPal information, which means that we invoice through PayPal and we ship using Pirate Ship. I get the best deal I can for you with the best, safest packaging. I guess that's the best way to put it, especially with something breakable. I do the best I can to the best deal I can on shipping. And it could be UPS or it could be USPS, post office. So it depends on who's the best deal. Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, so we're shipping from Northwest Vermont. If you're wondering, we'll talk more about that in a bit. So bidding's $1 or more in increments up to $10. So $2 or more after that. I know some people don't quite catch on for $2 or more after $10, but that's okay. I don't make a big deal about it. So once I post sold in the chat, that's it. It's sold. Unless it's multiple items, which I don't. Nope, not doing that tonight. I don't think I am anyway. Oh, I have. I take that back. I have one in the beginning that is multiple item. The very first thing I'm doing, actually. Two of them. So, and those will be probably I haven't decided I'll do it by now. We'll see. I do have some silver. I don't have any gold tone. I don't think I have any gold items or even gold plated items tonight that I'm aware of. So nothing to worry about there. Don't be afraid to talk in the chat. Welcome conversation, and a lot of folks know each other, so that's pretty common. Don't be surprised by people chatting back and forth about nothing to do with the auction. That does happen, and that's okay. It's okay. I am a one-man show or in-person show, and my wife is in the background, not in the room or participating, but she's kind of my expertise on a lot of items, and so I can't claim to be an expert on some of this stuff, but I know I'm knowledgeable enough to stay out of trouble. um, so, and please, if you have any questions about something, please do put questions in the chat. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, we are up in Northwest Vermont. We're about 2 hours drive roughly from Montreal, about an hour from the border, Canada. We're about 35 minutes outside of the city of Burlington, Vermont, which is on the Lake Champlain. There's something beeping here. I'm not sure what. If it was, it stopped beeping. Okay, that was strange. Anyway, so that is what's going on there. So I will, I try to get the invoices out within a few days, but sometimes I'm a little slow. I am working part-time now as of last November. Work every morning, 4 hours every day in the morning. So it has impacted me a little bit in getting some things done. And I do try to get out real quick the invoices out. Let me see, what else am I forgetting here? Oh, there goes that beep again. I wonder if I got a feedback here or some feedback loop of some sort. Let me turn my sound off here, just in case that's it. There we go. Okay. So that is what's going on there. I think that's it. No, it seems like there's something I'll figure out later. But and pardon the mess behind me. That's just mostly just odd stuff that we've either tried to sell already or just in boxes and that kind of stuff. So I apologize for the mess behind me, but um, that's the way things go in this kind of business. I think for most people. Um, I think that's going to be it. Gosh, I see there's something I'm forgetting. Silver and gold. That's right. I mention that? Yes, I did. Okay. So I have some silver-plated items, I think, tonight, but no silver items that I can think of. I'm pretty sure about that. I will have some by next week, but I don't have anything tonight. That's the other thing I remember. So for those of you who followed me, I've had this estate stuff I've been selling. That's getting cleaned out. But it's been so we'll be. I don't think I have any of it tonight. Nope. So it's going to be over with. We are cleaning it out. I've got a few things in this room, which reminds me, I've got a couple items, a couple boxes in this room of stuff I need to get out of here as well. So we're handing it over to someone else to deal with. I just haven't had time to give it the proper attention. So, okay, let's get started. Switch cameras. And boom. Okay, a box. Wow, how exciting. Okay, the brand name on here is Junkin. And what's in this box? I have two of them actually. Brand new. Brand new in the box. I opened the one box, the other one's still sealed. So that's why I said I have two items here. These are 24 pieces of rainbow hand kites. It's called a birthday party gift rainbow. Made in China, of course. You can see this stuff here. So this is what it looks like. Let me back up the camera a little bit here. Give you a better view. They're called rainbow hand kites. They're these little wooden handles and these multicolored ribbon thingies that are attached to them. It says there's 24 pieces in here, and they're still sealed. So I believe that is true. 24-piece hand kite for birthday parties or whatever. I've got two boxes. Oops, I'm typing and nothing's going on here. Try that again. 24-piece hand kite. New in box. Let's do a buy it now. I've got two, so I'll buy it now. $8. I think that's pretty cheap for party favors, isn't it? And I have times two. So first one with $8 in the chat, get some. And if you want both, you can say so. You say 8 times 2, and you get both. If you only want one, just say 8 times 1, or just 8. I think I'll figure that out. So, okay. This is interesting. We could actually do a dual screen on here if I wanted to. This is interesting. I didn't realize that. Well, anyway, so that's where they are. I don't know much about them, but they are brand new in the box, and that's the way I'll put them right back in the box. And I can't give you any more description other than what the description that's on the box and the picture you see in front of you. The 24-piece rainbow hand kite birthday party gift rainbow. Brand new. I didn't put that up on the screen. Let's do that. So let me move the camera a little better here. There we go. So just to give you a up close view. Pretty colorful. Pink, orange, red. No, pink, orange, green, yellow, blue. Oh yeah, there's some red in there. So definitely some rainbow and purple. So definitely some rainbowy colors. Okay. Let's see, what are we going to do next? Oops, I'm losing my pen already. Okay. I always start out with something non-jewelry to kind of break the ice a little bit. If there's no interest in that, we will go to one other weird little thing I've had for a while. I think I may have put this up in an auction before. I don't know. It's made to look vintage, but it's not. But we'll see it here in a second. Okay, no interest in this. We'll pass. That's fine. I just thought we'd give you guys a chance. If somebody was interested in something like that, put it all back in the box. In the box it goes. And I always usually try to say too, if somebody's watching this later and they see something that wasn't sold, go right ahead and let me know in the chat or email me later, and we'll deal with it. Okay, how about a semi-vintage? I say semi-vintage. It's not really vintage. It's made to look vintage. Metal sign. Look at my tape measure. I guess it's about 1.5 feet across. 18-inch, almost 19-inch, by about 10. And it is a simple little metal sign. You can see the back. Still has a sticker on from whenever I tried to sell it. And I think somebody must have used it. They had one of those command strips on it. So it's not new. It does have a hole in it, though, for mounting. But they did a good job of making it look vintage, I thought. And so I'm going to call this a vintage appearing, vintage-like, light. Metal sign. I know some people like to use this for decor in places, so I thought it's in interest. We'll start this at $7. Is any interest? I actually have several of these, but I just happened to come across this one tonight and thought I'd show it if there's any interest. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So, interestingly enough, as I mentioned, the estate sale stuff's going away. I pretty much have all the jewelry that was there. For those that are interested, that has been shown at least once, and sometimes twice. So, there's some pieces maybe I didn't show that were probably clip earrings or random pieces of jewelry that were odd and unusual. Even the ones I have out on eBay right now, they're from the estate, will be going away. So if there's one that you're interested out there on eBay, you better make it big quick, because by tomorrow it'll be pulled. So I'm leaving it out for the last night tonight. Okay. Well, nobody interested in a vintage metal sign, not a problem. We will pass on that. Okay. Where will we start with the jewelry? I know there was some interest last week, though. I didn't forget about Mrs. Beasley. You will see that for those that remember from last week. So we will definitely do that soon. I usually go, by the way, if you're new to this and you haven't emailed me, in case you didn't know, I usually go to about 10:30. So why is that showing on there? That's interesting. There's stuff showing up on the screen. I don't know why it is. Is anybody else seeing this stuff in the bottom right-hand corner? Or is it just me? This is kind of strange. Oh, look at that banner up there. Look at that. And they're changing chats up there. That's kind of strange. Huh. Oh, there we go. There's why it's showing that. Yeah, we won't show those comments anymore. Okay. All right, the first piece of jewelry tonight. Bring the camera down, get some better light over here because it's always good to get some good lighting on jewelry. Little cute earrings that they're silver tone. I don't think there's a silver hooks. I can't say for sure. Little looks like doves, and the the beads are sort of cold to the touch, so they could be stone. They don't appear to be plastic, but I'm not sure. But, so we call these the earrings with doves. Gotta give it a name so I know what to. We'll start this at let's see, $5. That's the number that's stuck in my head. If there's any interest. Oops, now I'm pictures coming up. So let's just give you get a better view of them. Excuse me. Time to drink water. No, it won't focus. And of course, again, I forgot to bring cough drops. All right. There. That's better. Okay. I apologize if you hear the air conditioning in the background. It's not too bad in here right now. It's 77. This upstairs, as I've mentioned in the past, gets pretty warm. We have a dark blue metal roof, and that really absorbs the sunlight. And we've definitely had some good sunny days and some warm ones. It's been in the 80s the last couple of days. We had a streak in 90s last week. Nothing like they get down south, but we do get some humidity. What we're dealing with now primarily is the smoke from the Canadian wildfires that we have here, and it is definitely affecting our air quality. So, okay, no interest in these earrings. I'll pass on those. And so, here. Let's see what we're going to go with next. Let's start with these. I honestly don't know what material these are made with. They're not. I've been looking under. They look like they're. I'm guessing they're the. Some people call it wallpaper beads. I say that because they're round. They're not plastic like or they're acrylic. They're round. So I'll show you them up close, and we'll start this one at $6. It is definitely green. It has a barrel clasp, as you can see here. And so when you look at the, oh, come on, focus now. There we go. See how they're no two one alike, and you can see the winding on them. Because when I first saw these, I thought, oh, it's just acrylic. But then I looked at it more closely, and I said, no, it can't be. Not the way that's made. It doesn't quite look right. And it looks to me like it might be that wound up. I know it's not focusing. I apologize for that. It keeps going in and out of focus because I'm moving around here. But I'm going to guess that's 16, maybe 18. I'd say 17. Yeah, around 17-inch necklace. It is different, and it's a really neat color of green, except for the barrel clasp, which is kind of a off pale yellow, off white, call it color. I hope everybody's doing well. It's tuning in here. I know this. I see the numbers going up and down, so some people coming in, dropping out, coming in, dropping out. Maybe I'm not sure, but the thing up here that tells me how many people are watching is not reliable. I've learned. So I go more by what I see in the chat and people saying hello, which is always helpful, by the way. Even if it's just a lurker, it's always nice if you say hi. Appreciate it. And of course, if you like and subscribe, that's even better. We are, I think last time I looked, I got about 199 subscribers, something like that. So that's all right. That's pretty good. I'm not going to complain about that. Considering I'm only on once a week and for a couple hours, I do put a couple of shorts video. Hopefully, you see my latest short video I put out there of our new puppy that we rescued from Texas, actually. She's a Texas dog. She's a Jack Russell cattle dog mix. Although they also call it a blue heeler, apparently. So, interestingly enough. So, that is what we have. And she one bundle of energy. But our other rescue was a Basset Corgi mix. Absolutely loves her. So they get along great. Although the Basset Corgi mix, she's been sick. Until recently, we didn't know what it was, and she's got Lyme disease. And she's on treatment for that. So she's doing much better once we started the doxycycline. Anyway, let's see here. Well, no interest in that. There was a lot of stuff I did not have in the preview. I know the preview was really brief and it was very limited in what I showed, but it should have given you a pretty good flavor of what we have tonight, I think. There are got a pretty good balance of necklaces and earrings tonight. No bracelets. None that I can see here. Nope. So, but some unusual stuff. And so I'm going to pop up the next unusual item now. This is no interest in this, so we will pass on this item. And I know I sold one toy, I think it was last week. No, not last week. It didn't have an auction last week. Because of the puppy. She was just driving us ragged. And we just didn't have time to even think about it. I'm just too tired to do an auction. But I got to back up the camera for this one. Okay, let's see if we can straighten it up here. Boom, 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 boom. Barbie. I got to move some stuff around here so I can back up my camera some more. There. Barbie Bubblegum Shop. Now, this is not new, but I did go through all the pieces and parts are there. It must have been assembled and disassembled at one time, but all the pieces and parts are there. It does not include the bubblegum. What they apparently had in there at one time. My camera's really crooked. Let me see if I can straighten that up. Yeah, a little more level. There we go. What is too bright? There we go. What they did have in here was all the pieces and parts, but it had coupons in there, which it says on the back. There's the side of the box, and somewhere in there they talk about somewhere on the box it talks about coupons. Maybe it's on the side. So it's pretty cool. It looks like it all works. All the pieces and parts are there. like I said, and you see the bubble yum. They had coupons for bubble yum and fruit stripe gum, I think, or something like that. This is from 1994. So, 1994 Barbie shop. I'm just going to keep it short here, name wise. And we'll start the bidding on this at, the shipping on this is going to be, it's not heavy, but it's just big. So I'm going to give you a really good deal because the shipping could be a little on the high side. We'll start this at $9. How's that? And it is, like I said, it is intact. Oh, yeah, it says on the side, coupons for a 10-piece pack of bubble yum and a 17-stick pack of fruit stripe, which expired in 1996. So even if the coupons were in there, wouldn't have done you any good, unless you just happened to be the collector and wanted to have them. But that's what it looks like. It has this little press thing here that you put the bubble gum in, and it makes different shapes. And then you have these shapes, and you can see here, your own bubblegum shop has all the bits and pieces. And like I said, I did double check. There's a tumbler to coat them with mom's powdered sugar. And so there it is there. There's some more pictures on the side of what it looks like. It is actually a dispenser. These things go out here, and when you put your coin in, it's like a coin operated thing, but it's plastic coins that come with it. There's the bottom of the box. You see, and the top. The box is actually reasonably good shape. A little bit of corner edge damage on the usual spots from being tossed around, and all. Everything inside seemed to be pretty good shape. I would recommend cleaning it thoroughly. It looks pretty clean, but I would say, you definitely want to disinfect it. I don't know, where it's been for the past 20-something years. So, but here it is. Okay, if anybody's interested in Barbie, or any Barbie fans out there, okay, no interest in Barbie shop. So we'll pass on that. And if there's any interest later on, certainly give me a jingle on the chat or in email would be fine too. Okay. Let's see here. What do we want to do next? How about a necklace? We haven't done a necklace yet. I've got some more dichroic glass this week, by the way. I came across some more that we had. We'll get to that in a minute. Actually, I got quite a bit of that. What's the other one I have? Well, let's go with this one. This one looks like it's coral colored. It seems cold to the touch. I'm going to bring the camera back up here, so pardon the motion. Barbie message. And there's no name on it. I looked on the thing. I thought there might be a name on this little tag on the end here, but I didn't see anything. It is not a barrel clasp. It's one of those. What did I do here? Oh, I hooked it on the hook. The hook's hooked on it. I see what I did. Okay. So it's just one of these hook style clasps. You don't see that much anymore on this brass colored piece here. We'll start this at $7, I think. See if there's any interest in that. My wife and I have debated back and forth. Is this really coral, or is it just made to look like coral? It is cold to the touch. It really is. But I have my doubts. So that's why if it was really coral, I'd be asking a lot more. If I knew it was coral, because I don't know, we will leave it as that. It certainly has a very good appearance of being coral. The color's right and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, excuse me. All right. We have been toying with the idea of taking some time off in August. Maybe do some traveling if the new pup can handle that, or do something. But we've got a lot of things to get done around here. I just need the extra time would be really nice to have. Take some time off. So, hey, Jocelyn, nice to see you. I haven't seen you on our channel for a little while, so it's always wonderful to have somebody come back. That's just fantastic. Okay, so there's the coral color necklace. If you go back, Jocelyn, you see something, certainly let me know. Entertain whatever you want. Any questions or desires you have about the items. Okay. Let's pass on that, and let's try some more earrings. These are really cute. These are. I know my wife cleaned these all up, and so if they're silver, they've been cleaned. But better. Here we go. Let me get that out of the way. And these look, they're pink in color with this pattern inside. They feel a little, excuse me, they feel a little cold to the touch, but I'm not convinced that they're glass. They could be. They could be. So I'm just going to call them the round pink earrings. And we'll start these at $6. Let me bring it up here and show you better. It looks like the bead above it is kind of a smoky quartz kind of a look to it. And I think the hooks are probably silver plated. I don't believe they're silver. Maybe they appear to be silver plated. Very interesting, and it is a pale pink. It's getting a little washed out here in the intense light. Let me turn it down a little bit. See if you can see it a little better. Turn the light down. Oops, wrong button. Nah, that didn't help much. But anyway, there they are. You can see by my thumb, they're about, my thumb's roughly an inch across, so these are probably about 3, all total, including the bead, about an inch above it. Like I said, it's kind of a smoky quartz colored bead above it, and pink. They're definitely pink. Yeah, the pink is just not getting a little washed out here, even with the. It's killing the light too much. If I try to kill that light, no, it didn't help at all. My camera sometimes just throws me crazy when it comes to pale colors. I know what. Sometimes you can see it better against the flesh tone. Focus. Yeah, still getting a little washed out, but you can see the pinkish on the edges there. Okay, well, we'll pass on that. I'll give it a shot. For those, if there's anybody now and out there and watching and in the chat, that was here last week and asked about Mrs. Beasley, just let me know you're there, because there was some people that were interested in seeing her. And if for those that don't recognize that name, that is from a TV series. Oh, not sure what was that TV series. Family Affair, the TV show, the sitcom Family Affair. Mrs. Beasley, she was a character on there, very well loved apparently. So, okay, let's do one necklace. Get it out of the bag here, and we're going to keep going back and forth between necklaces and earrings here for a bit, and then we'll switch to. I've got two. I'm going to forget something. We've got a couple of different items here that'll be interesting. So, okay, let me get this better light on this. Maybe a little bit better. So this is a gold. I think it maybe you know what they call gold leaf over a leaf kind of thing. Necklace. I did not test this, so oops, let me get rid of this. I did not test this. It is on a gold tone chain. It is not a gold chain. That style class. No markings on it whatsoever. But it's a very that's the style of chain. I think they call it a box chain, maybe. And there's this the leaf, one side and the other. I did look for markings on it and did not see anything. You do, Jocelyn? That's cool. Yeah, it was somebody asked. I mentioned it last week during the auction. Not last week, 2 weeks ago. Sorry, I didn't have it. I keep saying that. I did not have an auction last week because of the puppy. We just. Anyway, about 2 weeks ago when we had the auction, I mentioned that I had it and I was going to think about putting it on eBay. And somebody asked, "Well, show it up first here." So I said, "Okay, I'll save it and we'll show it." So. Okay, so I didn't put this up in the chat yet. Gold leaf necklace. I should say gold tone because I don't really know if it's gold overlay or not. So I'm going to call it a gold tone, okay? We'll start this at $6. Oops, I'm a gold one. You know what I meant. So, okay. Okay. But yeah, that was I actually have $2 I'm just going to show tonight. That one and another one I'll see if there's any interest in. And the other one goes back even further. You'll recognize this comedy icon and actor from the movies. He was only in a couple movies, but his last one was pretty memorable. So, okay. Oh, that's right. I do have one ring. I didn't size it, did I? Or is it maybe marked? Let me check real quick while this is up. I think that is what it says it is. Okay. Okay. No interest in the necklace. That's okay. Let's put that aside and pass on that. Well, let's do the ring. I was talking about it. And it still has the original tag on it. Now, there's a bit of history with this, and I'll explain that in a minute. Let me get some better light on it here. There. I'm going to call this a gold tone, size 8, ring, CZ, cubic zirconia. And we'll start this at $9, I guess. Okay. So this is vintage. How do I know it's vintage? Well, my mother-in-law, bless her soul, as I often say, my favorite mother-in-law, because she always calls me your favorite son-in-law, because was the only one. Um, she was in one of these things where you get stuff every month or something like that, and it was jewelry. And this is one of those things that came that she never ever used. So, as you can see, the tag on it, it is a size 8. See if I can get that show correctly here. NZMB08, cubic zirconia MS band ring. Don't know what all that means, but it's not marked. The ring is not marked anywhere. Two-tone plated and made in Thailand. And it's a size 8. I did double check it on my mandrel. And cubic zirconia. It's brand new. Brand new. It was sitting in the box for at least 35 or 40 years that I know of. She probably got this back in the 80s or 90s. So I would guess, because she passed away 17 years ago and was with us prior to that. So, and wouldn't have ordered anything like that when she was living with us. So, yeah, would have been something when she was living in Maine, which was back in the 90s or 80s. But very pretty ring for a costume ring. But it is a size 8. And it looks brand new. It still has a tag on it. Made in Thailand. I don't know what they say. When they say plated, two-tone plated, I don't know what they mean by that. NZMB MS band ring. I don't know. Oh, there it is. I'll model it as best I can, I think. Put it on my finger. I don't know if I could fit a size 8 on any of my fingers anymore. My knuckles are too swollen. Arthritis has kicked in. So, I didn't put it up on the screen to do that. Well, I figure out my next move. Let's see, which will be earrings. Right, because the last thing we did was a necklace. So we're going to go with some novelty earrings. How's that sound? We got 2 sets of those tonight. What I consider novelty earrings. And that side right there is off the screen. No interest in the ring. Pass on that. And these are sunglasses earrings. And they're on shepherd hooks. Yeah, I like those. I got the glasses that are with the lines through them. See, as you can see. Oh, get that on the screen properly. There we go. Sunglass earrings. We'll start these at $6. There's any interest. I think they're a bit cold, so I'm going to guess they're metal. Let me take one off and show you better off my hand here. You can see it better. No. Give you an idea of size as well. And show the tip. I guess it would hang. Let's see if I can hold that with my fingers here. Hang something like that. Any interest in that? Okay. Okay. Well, I also. Let me see. Where am I going to next? So I'm going back and forth between the earrings and the necklace. There it is. Oh, well, you know what? I'll do a little. We'll switch to something else, not jewelry directly jewelry related. But all right, we're going to pass on those. And rock collectors out there. We went to the gem show this last weekend. No, 2 weekends ago. Not this weekend, the weekend before. The Saturday we picked up our puppy actually. We went there in the morning. I did not get this there. I've had this for years. This particular piece of amethyst that came from a. I couldn't believe what they were asking for these at the show. So I'm going to keep this. Based on what I saw for prices on the show, this one's about 4 inches across, maybe. Yeah, all total about 4 inches across and lengthwise, and maybe 3 inches that way. A little narrow, of course, at the end here, but nice dark amethyst. I can spell amethyst. Cluster. I'm going to start this at $10. And if you go to one of these gem shows, you will not see this for $10. You'll see it for more. Amethyst is judged by its color, and the darker it is, and this is showing a little darker than it really is on the screen. It is still dark, but it's not as dark as what I'm seeing on my monitor. But that this is and so what you realize that it's a rock that has been split open, and inside it was the amethyst crystals. Now I have some really interesting stones here. I've had for years and years and years, and I have no desire to keep them anymore. I just thought maybe somebody who's a collector out there could enjoy them. And like I said, when I saw them at the gem show, it reminded me that I had them. So there it is. It's a nice piece. What some people do where they take little pewter figures and stuff and put them on here to make it more interesting even. We used to do that actually. I had little pewter figures we used to put on these. I had a whole bunch of these, and we used to sell them at our craft shows. So, but anyway, no interest in that. That's okay. We'll pass. I've got some other interesting ones I'll bring up later. Okay, time for a necklace. This one is a baked beads, I think. Let me look at the tag here to double check myself. Yep, baked beads. These are not glass. I think they're acrylic. Let me bring the camera up so you get a better view from looking down at it. There we go. And get rid of this out of here. Oh my goodness. Got fingering things again tonight. Baked beans necklace. We'll start this one at. I've been sticking with this number all in my head all night. $7. So I think this looks like it's more of a it's almost like a choker, but not quite. It has an extension chain on it. So right now it's not running with the extension. So I'm going to say this is probably 16 right now. Yeah, pretty much. And then with the extension, it could almost be 18. My camera's slipping down here on me. Yeah, tighten it up. There we go. And I'll show you the tag and the clasp. Here's the clasp. And the tag is says baked beans. Get my hand steady in here. I cannot keep my hand steady. There we go. This is baked beans. I know there are folks out there that like the baked beans style. You can see with the graduated beads. I believe these are just, and they're knotted in between each bead, by the way, which you can tell when you're looking at it here. So that's usually a good sign. And like I say, it is not glass. It is not stone. It is not cold to the touch. So okay, I'm grabbing another sip here. Okay. Quiet in the chat tonight. Other than Jocelyn, I haven't heard much. Quiet out there. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see what's next here for my earrings. I may actually run out of earrings before I run out of necklaces. So I will show another necklace. I think that's true. Yes. Yes, I have more necklaces than earrings. Okay. So we'll pass on this. Baked beads. So we'll show another necklace. How about a dichroic glass one? And this one's on a silver plated chain. The chain is marked 925, but that's only because it is silver plated. And I'm saying that just because I'm trying to be honest here, that this is the way it is, but it is silver plated. That much we know. This is dichroic glass. And I'm going to ask it because it's not a silver chain, a silver plated chain. I believe this is 18 inch. Yes. I'm going to call this the yellow dichroic glass necklace. Silver plate chain. We'll start this at $8. And it's very tiny. Not even an inch across. I would say it's probably close to about 3/4 of an inch, maybe. Show it up close here so you can see it. There's the front, and there's the back. And I don't believe that the bail that it's mounted on is silver. I don't think either. I believe that's silver plate. As I've mentioned in past auctions, we met the artist that created these, and she was moving to South Carolina. So we will get a good deal from her on these. I suspect what she had left to sell us was what she had left. There it is. And the chain is, like I said, is here. You see it's a very delicate little chain. Lost its claw clasp. Okay. Well, we'll pass on that. Okay. I guess I won't have to double up on the items, I think, tonight, on the necklaces tonight. Oh, but another, I know what I want to do. Okay. We're going to save Mrs. Beasley for a little bit later. I did have one other doll. Let me show that. It comes in the original box. I'm gonna have to back up the camera here, so bear with me. Try to get my camera to steady. Here we go. All right. So it's from the Legend series of, and you can say the name's right on there if you can make it out. And it is George Burns. And I was surprised what these go for. And he's in the box with all the original paperwork and everything the original box. I have I think I want to say close to 18 inches tall, maybe more. Let me see here. Yeah, 16 looks like 16 inches tall. Okay. We'll start him. I'm gonna start him at $16. I know it's an odd number, but it's what works for me. And I would be, when I ship. Oops, let me get rid of this other thing up here. When I ship something like this, I usually fill the box with tissue paper or something like that to keep it from rattling around. He's got a little legend thing here, George Burns, and in his little talks about the collector's set here that this is, and apparently I don't know what year this came out. I don't think there's a date on this, is there? Oh yeah, 1996. 1996. So, and he's on a stand. Let me scan down a little bit here. You can see he's on a little white stand. So you can take him out of the box, and he'll stand up and be easy to see if you're a collector. That's a pretty decent doll for a pretty good likeness of him, I think. He definitely was one of the guys, and we remember him playing the role of God, and in the movie of that title. It was called "Oh God" or something like that. I can't remember. The experts out there, you could probably chime in and say what it was, but I don't know. But he did play the part of that. It was pretty cool in the movie. And him and his cigar. We occasionally will watch a clip of him on YouTube or something like that. Still enjoy his humor. So, okay. Yeah, him and Gracie. I actually named one of my dogs Gracie because my name is George, and so like I say, we were George and Gracie. She was a great dog. One of the few dogs we bought locally, actually. She was a border collie and the smartest dog we've ever owned. Scary smart. I mean, you tell her go to the truck, she went to the truck. Tell her go to the car, she went to the car. We'd go for hikes up and back of my house. There's several trails in the back of our place, not man-made trails, but deer trails. We follow them around, and she'd stay. She'd stay with us on the hike, but then you could tell she'd get ahead of us a little bit further and a little bit further. Like she knew the way we were going to get home, and I finally said, "Okay, Gracie, just go home," and she'd be sitting on the porch step waiting for us. So smart dog, very smart dog. Okay. Yeah, you're right. The Mel Brooks movie. I could probably Google it. I just from my phone, but I wasn't gonna. We gotta leave it out there to the experts. Maybe somebody out there would say. But, okay, no interest in him. That's fine. He'll probably end up at my eBay store. And, so the box is a little rough on the outside, but still intact. It just looks like it's been tossed around a bit. F&B EFFANBEE Doll Company. So, okay. Back up. Bring this back up in. Let's do another necklace. Ooh. This is a really pretty stone on this one. On a silver-plated chain. I think the bail on it is also not silver. It's not marked, and so I'm going to assume it is not silver. Um, so, but it is. I'm hoping it shows up really well on camera. It may or may not. Same kind of chain, 18-inch chain, silver-plated. Oops, let me get rid of the doll here. I think I forget what kind of stone this is. I want to say it's moonstone. It may or may not be. I'm going to put that as a question mark. Only because it just give it some kind of name. Oops. Wrong thing. I'm just going to call it SP chain for silver plate. SP chain. And we'll start this at I gotta say 8 at least. That's, I think. Oop, that was me making noise. Rocks. So you can see it's kind of milky looking, but it's when you look at and unfortunately I don't think it's really doing it justice on the camera here. I was afraid of that, but it has a bit of a blue effervescence about it. And I'm wondering how this would look. I wish I keep forgetting to buy one. One of these days I'll remember to buy one, a UV light. I would bet that this might even glow. But and so you can see it's about 1.5 inches long, roughly, based on my thumb again, and it's been polished up really nicely. Like I say, it's got a bit of a bluish cast to it, kind of almost an eerie white kind of a color. Let me see if I get something dark I can put behind it. I wonder if we could show how it will look on black against the black. It didn't help much. Nah, it's washing it out. But you kind of get the idea. It looks like it's another color in the background. No, it didn't help. Okay. Anyway, there is that. Okay. Excuse me, I just gotta straighten up a little of my mess here. There. Before I drop stuff on the floor. All right, we will pass on that. All right, now we're pretty well caught up with the necklaces. Switch back to another pair of interesting earrings. Another pair of what I call interesting earrings. Anybody into octopi? And we'll start these at $6. And I think she said these were silver plate, but I can't recall. And so there's the front and there's the back. I think it's just an acrylic piece. The cute little earrings. I'm guessing they're haven't quite figured out if they're supposed to be a specific character or not. From some kind of cartoon, maybe. I don't know. But they're kind of cute. I thought even adults wear this kind of stuff, but if you have a daughter or a granddaughter, that would find this funny or interesting or lovable. There it is. And the next item I'm going to show, I may not be able to spell it correctly, but I'm going to try. I think I started out with about 25 or 6 items, something like that tonight. So we may not go to the full 1030. We're already gone through a lot of it already. So I've been moving right along. I'm chatting up a few things, but not spending a whole lot of time on everything. So, all right. We'll pass on the octopus earrings. And necklace. So this is the one I wasn't sure. I think this is much longer than I thought. This thing's got to be, it's 18 inch? Yeah, 18 inch. This is made with Heishi beads. That's the wrong one. Get rid of this. I'll see if I spell it right. Heishi. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure. Should correct me, hopefully. We'll start this one at $8. And it's got a older style hook and eye type clasp. There. It's 18 inches long. This looks like it's glass. Oh yeah, definitely glass. It's cold, very cold, and definitely glass. It's like it's what I would call tumbled glass. It's got that sea glass appearance to it, but they're perfectly round, obviously. So it's not a sea glass thing. But I probably misspelled Heishi. I'm sure I did. But, okay. Oh, got that right now. I got about 4 necklaces and 4 pairs of earrings. No, 5 necklaces. So we'll show another necklace. So this Heishi beads. See how close they are. Okay. Just a little longer. Okay. Kind of what I got here. 4 pairs of earrings. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 necklaces. Okay, so I better show another necklace. Okay, we'll pass on this one. And I apologize. I know I did the preview really, really late. I usually try and do it the day before. Just, like I said, it's been a little crazy around here with the dog. And it's still crazy. It is still crazy. How about we do another dichroic glass? A few of those tonight. And this one's also on a silver plated chain. The ones we've had in the past were, I think, on just silver tone chain, I think. Maybe they were on silver plated chains, I don't know. I've had some in the past also that were on sterling silver chain. Again, 18-inch chain, dichroic glass. Oh, get rid of that. And blue dichroic glass necklace. We'll start this at $8 as well. All the dichroic glass necklaces tonight will be $8. So I've got 2 more besides this one. Again, this one's not a large piece. White back. It's about 1 inch in length, roughly. silver plated chain. That's centered on the screen. There we go. Actually, I could bring that camera down closer, can't I? Be better. There. Okay. All right. All right. Not interested in those. That one. Working on some earrings next. And these are kind of they're cold. So they're either glass or stone, but I'm not sure which. And they're a pinkish color, like the ones I had earlier. A purple bead adorning them at the top, with a cute little twist in the middle and the bottom. So I'm going to say glass because I don't know for sure. Well, they sure look like rose quartz. They really do. And because they're so irregular, but I'm going to call this a rose color earrings. We'll start these at $6. So I'll show them up close. I'm going to take one off the card here so you can see it against my hand. And you can sort of make out the pinkish rose color and see the occlusions in the material. And see it's not perfectly smooth like glass. That's what makes you think it might be cut and polished stone and drilled. I thought originally I thought it was drilled through, but the does look like it does look that way, like it's got something in the center. And here's the other one, just so you want to see it. Okay, let's see. When I say rose, I mean rose quartz. It's kind of that pinkish rose quartz color, but it is very cold to the touch. Excuse me. Okay. What do I do another one of these? This is a neat one. This next necklace. This other one away so we don't mix it up. Okay. Oh, man. That's something I'm curious about. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, we'll pass on these. And here's a really vivid dichroic glass necklace. It's kind of an aqua color in some places, and something that's what I'm going to call it for lack of a better term for now. Again, on silver plated chain. We'll start this one at $8 also. This one's long. I would say almost 3 inches, 2.5 inches long. 2 inches. Okay. I'm being a little generous there. Include the bail, it's 2.25. So usually have a coin here. Give you a reference here. Give you an idea. There's a penny against it. So I'm going to show it up close here. Even on this one, even the back has a pattern. And the front. Color is not really. Turn it this way. You can see that how you turn it to the light, it really catches things differently. All right. We're moving along pretty fast here. I think definitely going to finish before 10:30, which is, to be honest, be okay with me. We were up early this morning because we had to bring our other dog, our other rescue, who's 3 years old, to the vet for some tests, which came up good. She's got Lyme disease, which we knew several days ago, and she's been on medication for that. We were checking for complications, so she's doing okay. So, all right, we'll pass on this one. We had a quiet night out there for chat-wise. Not many people talking. Not any, other than Jocelyn, which I really appreciate that you did say something. Okay, that was a necklace, and now an earrings. How about some sea glass earrings? I'm pretty sure that's what these were. We'll start this at $6. And for those who don't understand what sea glass is, it is glass that you find on the seashore that has been, fragments of glass from bottles, beer bottles, whatever, that were thrown overboard or whatever, at sea, and you got broken up and tossed and tossed and tossed and tossed and tossed against the surf, and it kind of gives them that kind of a look of a roughly polished glass. And then you can drill it and mount it, which is what they did here. Found a couple pieces that were pretty similar in shape and size. They may have even polished them down to make them that same size. I'm not sure. I don't know where these came from, so I can't tell you if one way or the other. I think the earring, I think they're on silver-plated shepherd hooks, because they cleaned like silver, so they're at least silver-plated, if not silver. I don't think they're silver. They're not marked silver. They don't always mark these things either. So sometimes you can see how it's the flat here on here. Sometimes you will see a 925 on that, but there isn't one here. So okay. Oh yeah, time for another different thing. We showed you a piece of big chunk of amethyst. I'll show you something else here shortly. Okay, we'll pass on this. And how about a piece of petrified wood? This is a good sized piece, not huge. Oh boy, we saw some really beautiful pieces at the gem show last 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago. This one's 4 inches across length and about an inch and a half and an inch of petrified wood. Oops, I misspelled it. Spell check caught me. We'll start this one at $10. It's a nice sample, actually. It really is. You make out some really good detail in this. Is there any interest in a piece like that? I literally have 2 good-sized divided trays of stones here. Some raw, some polished. Anybody's out there who's interested in that stuff, I can show more or less. So, let's see how we doing on the earrings and necklaces here. I think we will. I got to do this. Okay. No interested in petrified wood. We will pass on that tonight. Put back in the bin. Get the rest of the rocks. And we'll go with another dichroic on sterling plated chain, 18-inch chain. I don't know what to call this one. Color wise. Okay, I'm going to call this the red stripe. Oops. Let's try that again. Didn't like what I was typing. Red stripe dichroic glass necklace. Same price as the others, $8 start. Let's put that up on the screen properly. There we go. And you can see why I call it the red stripe. It's got a little red stripe through it. Here's the back. This is your more traditional black back on it. And you can see through the glass the various patterns that are in there. The bales that they put on here on the top don't react to a magnet. I can't say that they're silver, but they don't tarnish. Oh, they haven't tarnished, I should say. We haven't had them that long, so, and they're not marked, so I can't say what they are. I just can say they're not magnetic. The chain definitely is magnetic. It is silver plate, not silver. So, okay. Where am I here? Necklace wise. We'll do. Another thing I want to show. Seems like I was forgetting something. I really did show something. I did show the non-jewelry stuff except for Mrs. Beasley. So we'll get to her shortly here. Just kind of waiting until around 10ish to do that. I'm just trying to clean up a mess here. There we go. Okay. Well, this was in the preview, so I should show it. Okay. So we're going to pass on this one. I had another necklace in the preview, and I haven't shown yet, so we'll show it now. And this is a Napier, and it still has the tag on it. So it is not glass, it is not stone. It's most likely acrylic. There's the tag and everything that's on it. It goes with it. Let me bring the camera up a little bit better. Yeah. And let's type that in here, Napier. Black and gold necklace. We'll start this one at $7. Seems the number I'm sticking with the necklaces tonight. Okay, so it not only does the tag say Napier on it, but the I knew that was going to happen to me if I wasn't careful. I don't know if I'll get that to focus or not. There we go. Upside down, but you see Napier patent pending, or patent number on it. So it even has a patent number on it. Is any interest in that? Looks like it's 16, maybe 18. Just a hair over 16-inch. Looks like there's no extended chain in that kind of design. It's a really different kind of clasp. It's not a lobster claw. It's not a, and that must be what the patent's on. I'll bet you the patent's on that style of clasp. Okay. Earrings next. Okay. Well, no interest in that. Okay, we're going to pass on that. And how about some seashell earrings? For the focus. There you go. We'll start these at $6. Yes, they are real seashell. I think she said these were probably silver plated. There's the front. There's the back. There's the back. And they're pretty long. The shell themselves is 1.5 inches. You got an error here. What's going on here? Let's try that again. Type it in the chat again here. You've got an error that popped up. Show. I spelled it almost. Show. Starting at 6. Let's see if that goes through. That went through. Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh my. Again, I say I apologize. I know some of the folks I usually see in the chat on around. It's probably because I'm so late getting the preview out today. And usually I know that it helps when they can do that. Now this is a different chain on this one. I'll have to show that. Okay, no interest in sea. Oh, I get no tongue tied tonight. Seashell earrings. Really, I'm not talking about Susie. We will pass on that. And we have another dichroic, another smallish one, pink, on silver type chain. And this is a different chain than the others I've had, so I'm not sure if it's silver tone or silver plated. It's not marked. We're going to call this the pink dichroic glass necklace. Again, $8. Is that any interest? Interesting. This one, this pink on the back and pink on the front. And that's the, doesn't want to focus. Okay. And the last pair of earrings for the night are coming up. Okay. I'm just looking around, make sure I didn't cover something up with a piece of paper or something that I intended to have out there. And that is not the case. So, okay, no interested in that one. I'm going to pass it on. This thing on these things long enough for make sure the lag, any kind of video lag, is caught up, you know, for you folks watching. So, a pair of earrings out there. These are glass. Not sure how to call these. I guess I'll call these the black and striped. Oops. Did it to me again here. Hang on. Black and striped earrings. These are glass. We'll start these. Oops. Almost misspelled that. We'll start these at $6 as well. Nope, I don't know what did I hit. I bumped something. Oh, bumped that. There we go. And I put this away. We got 2 more items left, and I'm going to call it a night. Okay. Just looking around, make sure I didn't forget something. So we would pass on this one then. We get one last necklace, and we'll show Mrs. Beasley. Anybody that's left out there. This is the last of the dichroics tonight, and the last necklace of the night. I just, for some reason, a couple of weeks ago when I was showing dichroics, I thought I was all out of these, and my wife said, "Oh no, I still have a couple more." I was like, "Oh, okay." And this is also on a silver-plated chain, 18-inch. And I'm going to call this the red dot dichroic glass necklace. Again, $8. This one's a little different in the sense of it's 3-dimensional with clear backing. So very, very different. I don't know if the intent here was to try and make it some kind of an animal. It sort of gives me that appearance, like it could be the red could be a nose, and there's like a forehead here, and I guess you could use your imagination here. I am. To try and figure out if that was the intent here. But maybe not. It almost disappeared. Like there's an eye socket there, and you hit it just right with the light. A little Van Gogh-ish, abstract, whatever you want to call it, appearance. Not big on. I mean, I like art, but I don't know much about it. So, okay. All right. Well, for the last item, which is Beasley, I need to back her up, back up the camera, because it is going to. She's tall, really tall. She is, and measure like you can do it easily. 20-inch, roughly. 20-inch tall. I got to back up the camera a lot. Bring it up, see if that'll work. Apologize for the mess in the background. I took her out of the box because the box is in rough shape. I'm going to bring the camera up a bit. Get a better angle. Whoops, what did I hit? Oh, I muted my. hit the wrong button here. There we go. And my camera's a little crooked. Oh, my background's a little crooked. There we go. Okay, so you can see there she is. Has all the paperwork that came with her. And the box. And I put a box inside the box as I'm trying to reshape it. So there's the box that she came in. You see here? And you see what's about her is that her voice is Cheryl Ladd's voice. You say, wait a minute, voice? Yes, she has a voice. And no batteries required. Why? Because Mrs. Beasley has a pull string. Let me see if I can get this on microphone here.
If you were a little smaller, I could rock you to sleep.
Can you hear that all right, I hope?
Do you want to hear a secret? I know one.
I hope you can hear that. So all the paperwork, the tags, everything's out here. There's still plastic on her hands. I don't know why the box is so beat up. It was punched a bit. But she seems to be fine inside. It even has the hairnet and her glasses. And everything seems to be there that I can tell. So we just put Mrs. Beasley, and I spell it wrong probably. B-E-S-Y, doll. I would start the bidding at this on $20. And that's way lower than what I saw it going for. Oh, I see. Oh, hey, Kelly, you are here tonight. Cool. Oh, and I see your bid at 20. So wonderful. I'm going to warn you, the shipping is not heavy, but it's going to be big. So that always, anything over 16 inches, they charge a premium for shipping. I'll do the best I can because it's going to be a box in a box. So because I'm trying to keep it. And I'm going to try and see if I can fix the original box. I'm pretty good at doing that. I'm going to show you why. See the plastic here that's on this? Oh, here, it's coming loose from the inside. So I can glue that for you. Oh, that's okay. That's okay, Kelly. It's okay. I understand. Trust me. But anyway, there she is in all her glory. And like I said, still has the original plastic on her hands. I couldn't believe the condition of this doll when we found it. And it's just the box was a little beat up, and that's the one thing that brings the price down a little bit when you look out there in the real world. So that's quite all right, Kelly. If there's something you see from the last hour and 35 minutes, just email me. And as some people do, they'll send me a screenshot saying this is the item I'm interested in. I try to put a unique description for each item So definitely do that. And I'll wait to hear from you before I invoice you on this. So, but yeah, I appreciate it, Kelly. I really do. So I think you should have. Yeah, I think. Yeah, like I said, I didn't have an auction last week, so any packages I sent were sent long ago. Hopefully, everybody got their packages okay. Usually, the system tells me, and I didn't. I just haven't checked. Uh, but there's a bunch of there's another doll. There was a George Burns doll earlier. A bunch of dichroic necklaces, mostly jewelry tonight. A little bit of I had I think an amethyst and petrified wood stones. I had some interesting stuff besides just jewelry. But anyway, that would be fine. So I will hold off on invoicing you till let's say Saturday or Friday, unless I hear from you before that. So, but anyway, but yeah, appreciate you being here. Yes, it's last week was. If you saw my shorts video, I think it's really a short one of our new puppy. We got not this last weekend, but the weekend before. We have a Jack Russell cattle dog, or also called a blue heeler mix that came from Texas. So and she's been a handful at 14 weeks old, almost now 15, almost 16 weeks old now. So yeah, it's been crazy. And our other dog loves it, but she's also been struggling because she's got Lyme disease, so she's being treated for that. So it's been kind of crazy. Yeah. So, good, thanks. You did see it. Yeah, they're a handful. A little more than we expected. We weren't expecting a rescue of a puppy. We were expecting a rescue of about a 2 or 3 year old dog. Figuring we get one about the same age as our current dog. But they've been getting along just fine. Now, if we can just get her to leave the cat alone. All right, let me just say this is sold. And we will say thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, put her back here. I mean, like I said, I am going to try and do something with the box here if I can, just to make it look a little nicer. Like I said, put her right there safe. Like I said, the box was a little beat up around corners and stuff like that. And I'm pretty good at restoring this stuff, because my wife has bought old Barbie dolls, and some of them came original packaging, and so I was able to fix it for her so that they didn't look quite so deteriorated. The box is actually pretty decent shape otherwise. So, little picture Cheryl on it, and this is your voice. Hopefully, you heard that okay. So, yeah, we are probably gonna, like I said, we haven't decided yet. We haven't decided yet about auctions for August. We're trying to decide what we're going to do. Not that we don't have material; we have plenty of material. But we are just need to take a break, especially with the new puppy. And I've got a lot of things to get done around the house before winter. I'd like to take advantage of with the good weather. They're talking about the Northeast having a cooler than average fall. So I don't know what that means yet. So cool. Oh, you did hear it. Good. Thanks. But anyway, so appreciate you jumping in and buying something tonight. And I'll check that email regularly, as I always do anyway, for anything else. And that's true of anybody else that comes in late. I'm pretty responsive to people saying, "Hey, I was interested in this in the auction, couldn't be there," kind of thing. So, yeah. Alrighty. Well, everybody have a great night. I'm going to try and get caught up on some rest. We've been up since early this morning. And because we had to go bring the other dog for tests because of the Lyme disease and make sure she wasn't sick with something else. So thank goodness for pet insurance. It's covering a lot of it. So, but anyway, yeah, they're a lot of fun. But good thing we can. There's the two of us to deal with it. Or one, it was just one of us, would be a lot. So, everybody have a great night and a great and blessed weekend. We'll see you. Probably see you next week. All right. Good night.